the NFL season is fast approaching, and me and Corey decided we could do our early Super Bowl predictions. So, Corey, what do you think?
I think it's good to do predictions like this, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the season's not too far away.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It's coming, yeah.
You gotta do before the season starts predictions, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's preview predictions.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
do some of that. Thinking about how we should do this.
Yeah.
I think we should do you could do division winners or who you have in the playoffs or something. Or you could just do conference championships. I think that's probably easier.
Yeah.
And a little bit more tight, maybe. More tight. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
I might have to get some notebooks and write this down, though, too.
It might have to, yeah.
All right, so we're going to cut. When we come back, we're going to be with some notebooks. All right, so. All right, we're back. And we have only one notebook, but whatever. So we're going to do it individually. We got that and a marker so you guys can see.
Yeah.
We're going to write them down and hopefully. Yeah, just go to the back there. It's actually one of his ones he's using for school. But,
yeah. I'm going to do that.
You know what? Let's do division winners, too.
Division winners?
Division winners. Maybe wild card.
I got to think what divisions are.
You just do conference champions and stuff, and I'll do the rest. How about that?
Oh.
I'll do division winners and stuff.
Okay.
You'll just do NFC championship game, the two teams, and then AFC too.
Oh, the two teams.
And then who's going to the Super Bowl and who's facing each other and winning. Okay. All right, so Kerry does that.
And
I am going to sit here and serenade everyone.
Kiki, do you love me? How's the rest of it go, Kerry?
Are you riding?
Are you ready?
This is bullshit.
If you want to get down on these hairy balls, why don't you jump right in? Why don't you suck on this Big Johnson? Wake me up before you go. Got me hanging by the thread of yo-yo. Wake me up before you go. Leave me dancing tonight. I don't even know that's how it goes.
I got the two teams in each championship game.
All right, Kerry, who do you got?
So I'll start with AFC.
AFC.
Championship game. It's going to be the Patriots.
The New England Patriots.
The Patriots.
Again.
I got the Oakland Raiders.
Oakland Raiders. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
NFC Championship game. I have the Seahawks. And I have the Carolina Panthers.
All right. Any particular reason for any of those teams?
No.
I guess.
No, Oakland Raiders. You got John Gruden now as their coach, and they had some new weapons.
Yeah, I'll be getting into some of that later.
Yeah.
Here.
And New England, because it's fucking New England. They're always in the championship game.
I mean, yeah, it's a safe pick.
Yeah. Seattle Seahawks. I don't know if I have a good reason for that, but
all right.
Let's be like,
whatever.
The 12th man.
Okay.
The 12th man gets from there.
At least he gave us something.
And Panthers. Don't really know.
Whatever.
Just
all right. Who's going to and winning the Super Bowl?
Oof. That's a hard one. Raiders. I'm gonna play the Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
The Raiders.
He's got the Raiders winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Boys. All right.
I want to see John Gruden win.
He wants to see John Gruden win. All right, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. Because, I mean, I guess I am.
That was kind of rough.
I am kind of the sports person, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just relax a little bit here. I don't even think I need to round down because I'm not even showing you.
Yeah.
What a waste. So, all right. AFC East, Patriots. Obviously, I'm going to pick the Patriots to win the AFC East.
Yeah.
Don't really need a reason. It's the fucking AFC East. It sucks. The West is honestly going to be probably one of the hardest ones. Raiders are obviously big. John Gruden, you've already mentioned. Their weapons that they got. I mean, they're offensively, they have a lot of weapons. Marshawn Lynch, running back, but also Doug Martin, too.
Mm-hmm.
Good running back core. Derek Carr throwing the ball out to guys like Amari Cooper, Jordy Nelson, Martavis Bryant. Don't ask me who their tight end is. I looked it up earlier. Earlier this week, but I forget now. Kansas City can be too if Patrick Mahomes does well, because he's got to take over since Alex Smith is now in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So Patrick Mahomes, if he plays well, Kareem Hunt there, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and a couple other guys at the wideouts. They can be really good, and they also have a pretty solid defense
Sammy
as
Watkins is on that team.
well. Oh, Sammy Watkins as well? Okay.
Yeah.
So they got a pretty decent wide-out core if Patrick Mahomes can do stuff really well. He might not even be the quarterback. I honestly don't know. I'm just going in dry. But they could be a possibility. Denver, they've had a great defense for a while now. Their defense can help carry them. Case Keenum's now at quarterback. If he can play like he did with Minnesota, he needs a running game to do that though. Because really, Latavius Murray really helped them out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think, especially during the season, to being so successful. But Denver, they pretty much have almost a lot of the guys when Peyton Manning was still around.
Yeah.
Their defense is still good.
They've lost Aqib Talib.
Yeah, they lost Aqib Talib, which, I mean, could be a problem. But that might be a team I'll talk about later as well, where he went.
Yeah.
But for the AFC West, I do like the Raiders overall. Just simply new coach, new look. I think John Gruden might be able to add a little bit of strength to the defense as well. When he won the Super Bowl with the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they had one of the best defenses, who ironically beat the Oakland Raiders, who was John Gruden's old team then as well. So I think he might be able to bring some defensive stability to them. And then the South, which has been turning itself around. Jacksonville won it last year randomly.
Yeah.
In a surprise season. I don't know if they duplicate it this year. Blake Bortles, we'll see how he plays, I think. Also, how Leonard Fournette performs in his second year after a pretty good year. Maybe as a sophomore slump, they don't do as well this year. Their defense is really good, which can help carry them. Obviously, defense is a huge part of the game. It's how Peyton Manning won his second Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos. Literally carried by the defense to win that one against Carolina. Also in the South, Tennessee is probably the next best, or Houston. If Deshaun Watson can keep up the play he was having before he got injured, they can be a real threat because, of course, Hopkins is still one of the best receivers in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Miller has a good year, and they can run the ball, obviously. Having J.J. Watt on the defensive end, along with some others, they can be pretty solid. Tennessee, DeMarco Murray retires, but Derrick Henry's going to take over for him. Shouldn't be too bad. If Mariota can play well, then they can definitely have a shot. They're defensively, they were pretty all right last year. Nothing special. For a wild card, I don't know if they win the division. And then the Colts are at the bottom, sadly, for Kerry at least. But Andrew Luck's coming back. I don't think he's enough to help them win the division. If they're lucky, they get a wild card. I guess I'm not through all the divisions. I still have the North, but I completely forget because guess what? It has the fucking Steelers in it. Right now, my early gut is telling me Jacksonville again. But I think I'm going to go with Houston. I think Deshaun Watson will be a pretty good quarterback, and I think he will play fairly well this season. And I think Houston is a threat to win the division. That's another toss-up division. As for the AFC North, my bad. Pittsburgh is obviously the forerunner, and they probably will win the division. The other three teams have kind of fallen off the map. The Browns, obviously, I think they're on the way back. Watch our other video for that. I talk about how I'm supporting the Browns this year. But the Bengals, they have just been falling so fast. They've been making playoffs, not winning, but then they're falling off the map, I think. Ravens are similar. They're kind of falling. They're probably the best contender for the Steelers, but they're really looking at a wild card for me. On the NFC side, NFC East is another tough one. Cowboys, Eagles, Giants all are really in for it right now. Mm-hmm. Maybe even the Redskins too, because Alex Smith coming in, great game manager, guy that can win you games when you need it to. The East could be a really tough division this year, and I feel like a lot of divisions this year could be really tough and very tight. Might be a pretty exciting season of football ahead of us. If Dak and Zeke play really well, the Cowboys are definitely, I think, a front runner. Obviously, if the Eagles do what they did last year, they're going to be at the top again. Mm-hmm. But now, Eli might have a running game, though, for the Giants with Saquon Barkley being their new running back. If they can run the ball, Eli can throw the ball more to guys like Beckham and Shepard and Ingram. They can be a threat to win the division. Overall, I think I'm going to pick the Eagles again because Carson Wentz is going to come back healthy, ready to go. And I feel like they didn't really lose much of anything over the season, which normally Super Bowl champions do lose a whole lot of pieces over the offseason. And I don't feel like they really lost too much over the offseason. So they're kind of right where they were. So they're kind of just going right in. and already where they were. All right, then the NFC West, I think the Rams are probably a front runner. Todd Gurley, one of the best backs in the league, the MVP. Jared Goff, he plays well again. And this is the team that I was mentioning. They got Keith Talib and Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
Two great wide or cornerbacks to help strengthen up their defense. So if they have another high-powered season offensively, and their defense can play very well, especially the secondary, which just got bolstered with two good corners, they can definitely easily win that. And of course, Seattle, who you have, they lost Richard Sherman to San Francisco, oddly enough, in the same division. So they kind of lost a little bit in their defensive core. Their running back situation's weird. They don't really have a running back necessarily, at least a well-known or like steady running back that we know is going to do well. So they're kind of a toss-up for me. There are questions like Jimmy G. What's Jimmy G going to do? He played well in his games last season and earned him a big contract. Can he keep that up? They got Jerick McKinnon as the running back. They lost Carlos Hyde to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to be able to run the ball very well. If San Francisco is going to be successful, it's going to be pretty much either carried by the defense, which I don't even know if he's even that good, and Jimmy G. Jimmy G is going to have to really carry them, I think. And that's really the only way I think they're going to be successful. I think the Rams win the West. South, then, is another weird one. All the teams are, I wouldn't say great, they're more average. I think the Falcons are probably one of the best in the division, just overall, because they still have all those weapons offensively that they did for their Super Bowl season where they lost. So they're good, and they have one of the hardest hitting defenses in the league. If they can get back to form like they did that Super Bowl season, definitely they'll be a division winner. New Orleans is always weird. Obviously, if the dual threat of Kamara and Ingram, which really carried them, I feel like, through a lot of the late games, late in the season, they'll be pretty successful. I don't know if they're going to compete for the division, possibly. Carolina, I don't know about Carolina. Carolina seems like a toss-up year in and year out. And then Tampa Bay is a team that has a lot of potential, I'd say. Jameis Winston, he's going to miss a few games, though, so they're going to be already hurt in that category. But they got good weapons. They got two good tight ends, O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate. And they got good wide receivers, Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans. And I swear there's someone else, but I can't remember it right now. Again, one of their big problems is at the running back position. They don't really have a really good running back. Falcons, narrowly. Falcons are Saints just going into the season initially. Leaning towards Atlanta, though. And then for the North, I think is remaining, Packers, I think, are definitely head and shoulders above the rest. Vikings definitely threatening. I picked the Packers just simply I think Aaron Rodgers carries them mostly. They don't really have a great running back. I think Montgomery might be still doing some running back work. But also Aaron Jones they have coming in. They obviously lost Jordy Nelson, one of Rodgers' favorite targets. And now they're like Randall Cobb's their most veteran receiver. And they have Devontae Adams and like a couple other guys who will probably be decent just simply because they have Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers has a big year possibly and takes them and wins the division with probably Minnesota in the wild card. That takes you to the playoffs. This is going to be pretty long. But
yeah,
this might just be a standalone episode with just me.
Yeah.
Which is okay, I guess. I'm not going to go through like round by round. I'm just going to give you the championship games. I think New England makes it again. It's just too good. Tom Brady's too good. I like the Raiders. I really do. My only question about them is, are they ready yet? I think maybe they are. And then NFC is really tough because I feel like the NFC is very evenly matched overall. Like, a lot of the teams are very even. There's no, like, super bad teams, except the Bears.
Yeah.
But, like, playoffs-wise, I think all the teams will be, like, evenly matched pretty much, and it'll be very hard week in and week out who's going to win the playoff games. I don't know why, but I'm riding, like, Packers. And I think just Aaron Rodgers is just going to carry them to victory to, like, maybe the championship game. Packers. And I think it's a long shot. I think the Giants might be coming back to at least the championship game. I think Saquon Barkley maybe doesn't have necessarily a big year, but he definitely helps out a lot for Eli Manning. He can do a lot just to help Eli Manning by actually having a semblance of a run game in New York. And I think that helps them a lot. I think they play decent defense, at least enough to help them move on. And they play the Packers, but they lose to the Packers. And the Packers, they play the goddamn Raiders. Who wins? I'm picking the Packers.
The Packers.
I don't even know. I don't even think, honestly, that they're a Super Bowl team. But, like, did you think that the fucking Eagles were a Super Bowl team last year?
Yeah.
Like, anything can happen in this league. I think Aaron Rodgers carries them to victory. They win the Super Bowl. Boom. Come back to Towtown.
Boom.
And there it is. Our NFL predictions. My NFL predictions. I'll say that again. My NFL predictions.